What is going on, my beautiful raspy riders? This is the OneBot S7F, a compact folding dual suspension e-bike. Yes, it is an e-bike. It has pedals. It is a tiny e-bike. That's what this thing is. In this video, we're gonna go over the specs and take it for a test ride. But before we do that, we have to see how well this thing was packaged. So let's jump to the unboxing. Look at this thing. It comes in such a small box. You know what they say about bikes that come in small boxes, right? That the bikes are also small. It is super compact. It's pretty much like those Jetson bikes that you always see. I think Jetson was like made popular by Costco. What is this? Oh, this is not a, oh, there is a box in there. Oops, you guys didn't see that. Let's see what's in here. We got the manual and just the charger. Yep, a tiny little charger that says 1.5 amps. So this battery is a 5.2 amp hour pack. And if we take that divided by 1.5 amps of the charger, so it'll take about 3.4 hours to charge up from 0 to 100%. It's a low powered charger, but the battery pack is not big at all, so they can get away with it. Let's make this easier for ourselves and open it up from the side. Okay, so as you can see, this thing is tiny. So small, so compact. You could fit like 3 of these in your trunk. Huh, this was already out. I don't know if I like this just laying around. Or this piece. Probably goes together. That should definitely be in a box or attached already. Cool, cool. Looks like we got a full twist throttle. So it looks like we only have to put our seat on and our handlebars. That makes things really easy. I don't know how I feel about this. There's no locking mechanism to keep this latch from just, coming apart. And once it comes apart, it can easily fold. That doesn't seem very safe, to be honest. Is there a way to lock this? Okay, so there is a way to lock it. That was a user error on my part. I guess you gotta close this latch and make sure this little tab right here is pushed down. But you gotta use some force to it. And it doesn't always want to go down. This little latch is not working as smoothly as I'd want it to. There. That's the click you're supposed to hear. But it was just so dang hard to get it to sit properly. And to unlock it, you press this tab on this side. And there you go. Interesting. I've never seen a bike stem use a clamp before. There's usually 4 bolts that keep it in place. And that's it. This bike is put together now. That was really quick. Looks pretty good. It's definitely compact. Super tiny. Whoa! And look, they got a little wheel in the middle. This is probably so that when you fold the bike up, you can roll the bike around. That's pretty cool. It's like a rollerblade wheel. Alright guys, I'm gonna get this thing charged up and then we can jump back into the overview. Catch you guys in a little bit. Welcome back guys. Now that the unboxing is done, I gotta say, this thing reminds me of that, what's that bike called? A Jetson? One of those Jetson Bolt. I think you see them at Costco sometimes. It's about the same size. I see people riding them all over because the e-bike market has a space for these compact, tiny little things. This OneBot right here in front of us is only 44 pounds, but surprisingly, it can carry up to 265 pounds. So even if you are on the bigger side, this bike could support your weight. All right, let's jump into the specs. We got some mag wheels that are spokeless, so that's nice. You never got to worry about your spokes. And we have some tires that actually have some pretty deep tread. Look at that. It goes in pretty far. These tires look like they'll last a while. Definitely one of the better tires that I've seen on a bike. These wheels are 14 inches, so it's a pretty decent size for something this small. My little Razor Pocket Mod, the one that looks like a baby Vespa, that one has 12-inch wheels. So these are a little bit bigger and they can probably absorb some bumps better. We got 160mm rotors front and rear with mechanical brakes. Over here you can see that our forks do have suspension. These forks aren't adjustable, but they do compress a little bit, so it will help out. Moving up top, we do have a foldable neck that does let us bring the handlebars down. And over here, we have a little safety measure that I like. See this right here? You can move this to the side, and you can bring down the lever, and then you fold the handlebars down. When you want to fold it back up, bring that lever in, and you got to make sure that this piece is latched onto the lever. That's your safety mechanism, so this lever doesn't pop out. For our handlebars, they are adjustable. There's another lever over here. You can bring the handlebars up or down. And this is our cockpit view. We got some rubber grips, a bell, and our levers. They feel okay. They feel like mechanical disc brake levers. On the right side, we have an on and off button, so there's no key needed. You just press that button and the bike turns on. I don't know if you can see the battery bars, but it is 4 out of 4 battery bars right now. And then we got a full twist throttle. Moving to the very bottom, our pedals are foldable. You just push into it and then you fold. We do have a rear shock. I do feel it working, so it's nice that we don't have a hardtail. I know a lot of these compact bikes don't have rear suspension, so this is definitely nice to have. We don't have a tail light, but we do have a reflector right here. It'd be nice if they put a brake light. Above that, we got the seat. Above the reflector, we do have a pretty narrow seat. It is pretty firm. I would prefer something a little wider, but the seat matches the bike. Something like this, you're not gonna see a super fat seat on it. It'll throw off the aesthetics. At the very back over here, you can see that we have a single speed freewheel. I do prefer single speeds. They just make the bike a lot less complicated and less can go wrong. You don't have to worry about a derailleur. Sometimes I have derailleurs that get bent. I gotta take it to the bike shop and get that fixed. But this, super simple, super easy. Now, last but not least, we got the motor. It says 36 volts, 350 watts, 14 inches. The website doesn't say what this motor peaks at. It just says a max of 350 watts. And I believe this motor will take us up to about 15 miles per hour. Now that the specs are all done, let's go take this thing for a test ride. Let's test out the suspension on the grass. I can feel it working. It's not bad. It definitely helps that we have suspension because the seat is pretty firm. Let me get my phone out so we can do a top speed test. Okay, we only have one speed, so there's no levels to this bike. And we are at 14 miles per hour. 15. Oh, 16. 15 miles per hour. And it's holding steady. Right now I can't feel any resistance at the cranks, but we are going 15 miles per hour. Let's put the phone away, go up the sidewalk to test the suspension again. Yeah, it is definitely nice having the shock back there. I can feel my butt bouncing up and down. Inside the frame, we have a 36 volt, 5.2 amp hour battery. So it's relatively small, but that's what's usually inside these compact bikes. You're not gonna find a huge battery. These type of bikes aren't meant to take you really far. They're meant to be able to be compact so you can throw it in any trunk. Like this bike will fit in any sedan. You don't have to have an SUV or a truck. Some folding bikes are kind of pointless because they're still gigantic. Like the Tesway bike that I reviewed a while back. That bike was gigantic. It was like a little SUV and it was foldable, but even when you fold it, it's really difficult to get it inside of your vehicle. The listing says that if you use pedal assist, you can get up to 28 miles. And with just throttle only, you'll get 16. You might be able to get 16 miles if you weigh a lot less than I do. I weigh about 170 pounds. So I would probably get more like 10 to 12 miles. Still pretty good considering what type of bike this is. This bike would also be good for any kind of student. Whether you're in grade school, middle school, high school, or college, because this thing only goes 15 miles per hour, so you're not gonna go at any dangerous speeds. Shit, I know people who are cyclists that ride at like 25 miles per hour consistently too, not just peaking at 25 miles per hour. So at 15 miles per hour, this thing is good for kids too. Let's head to the mall, get some coffee, and go to our designated brake testing spot. I'm pretty sure this is gonna perform the best out of all the bikes I've received because it's only 15 miles per hour. So hitting your brakes at 15 miles per hour, I'm not even sure if we'll be able to skid, but we're gonna find out. Look at that, that's exactly what I mean. This guy is pedaling on his bike and he just zoomed past me. I can't even catch up even if I try to pedal. Man, he just straight up gapped me, left me to dust. I do wish they put a slightly bigger chainring on here. This way we would be able to help pedal at 15 miles per hour. But at that speed, we lose feeling in the cranks. You know what? Let's do our brake test before we get coffee. You see this orange pylon right here? We're gonna ride down this parking lot at max speed, which is 15 miles per hour. And as soon as we get to this orange pylon, we're gonna slam our brakes. And then we're gonna see how many car spaces it takes to come to a complete stop. This bike at 15 miles per hour, I think we're gonna be able to stop in the second spot. But let's go find out. All right, here we go. And we brake. Wow, we did better than I thought. We didn't just land in the second spot. The back of the bike is touching the line of the first parking spot. So it's a little better than I thought. This is why I said this bike would be perfect for even little kids. Because look how fast we stopped. We're not going that fast. We're going 15 miles per hour. Even if a person jumps out of nowhere or a car cuts us off, we'll be able to come to a complete stop very quickly. Just a little bit. Coffee always tastes better during winter months. If I haven't said yet, Happy New Year's. It is January 2nd, so yesterday was a new year. Hopefully we all have a great 2025. All right, we're done with our coffee. I kind of want to go see how this thing will fit in my car. So let's go see how easy this thing folds up and can fit in my Honda Civic. We've done maybe 3 miles now, and another battery bar dropped. So we are currently at 2 out of 4 battery bars. Kind of makes me wonder if we can get 10 miles. There's no way at my weight I can get 16. Definitely out of the question. Maybe my fiance's weight. She weighs about 110 pounds. All right guys, we made it to my car. Let's go see how this thing can fold up and fit in our trunk. I'm gonna try it without putting the seats down. Oh, that's so cool. Because of that little wheel down there, you can roll the bike, see? And here we go. Ooh. And just like that, it's in. Super easy. That is definitely a compact bike. That's its main purpose, right? To fold up and turn small. Well, it does its job. Much better than other folding bikes too. All right, let's take this bike back out and wrap this video up. Let's go over some of the pros and cons before we end this video. Let's start with the cons so we can end it on a good note. The two things that really stand out to me that would really elevate this bike is having lights and having a little tab over here that pushes down much more easily than this. See, I unlocked it right now and now it's giving me some trouble pushing back down. You really have to finesse it. There. I work with e-bikes all the time, so I know about this feature. A lot of people that are new to e-bikes, you know, they might not know about this and they might just put the latch just like that and think they're good to go. And they start riding, and this thing fold up on them. So there definitely needs to be a much more easy way to lock this latch. There, see? It took a little finessing, but I got it. And the other thing I wish this bike had was a front light. This fork has a little hole right here where you could put a fender or a light, and I don't even care about the fender that much. It would just be really nice to have a tiny little light so that people can see you. It makes you more visible. It's a safety precaution, right? Same thing with the tail light back here. There is a reflector, but a brake light would be nice. Right now on their website, the S7F e-bike costs $509. So at a $500 price point, I think a headlight and a brake light would make this bike really solid. Let's go over some of the pros now. I love that this bike is full suspension and that when it folds up, it's actually still tiny. It's comfortable with the dual suspension and it stops on a dime. I also really like that tiny wheel down there. It makes it so easy to move around when the bike is folded. I'm not gonna complain about the speed. This is a $500 bike and it's super compact. You know, you can't have everything in a bike. You can't have a really compact bike and have a gigantic battery in it. It just doesn't make sense. So the speed and range, I'm fine with. So if you guys are interested in this bike, a link will be in the description. If I have any discount codes, I'll also put that in the description. Thank you for staying with me till the very end. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section. Please give this video a thumbs up and a like. Subscribe if you want. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.